guys, it's Jurgis. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Well, it's getting toward the end of the latter part of March. I guess today is the 24th. So March 24th, it's a cool day. We had some good weather, but we're kind of cool today, a lot of rain. So I'm in the garden. This will be a garden video. Hopefully you guys are doing well on your Lenten fast. We're 25% of the way through. Personally, it's been a blessing, but it's been very challenging, and unexpected things have happened that I had not planned. So that's good, right? So part of this Lenten is to get us out of our comfort level and to see things, explore things, see things about ourselves that make us better and make us focus more on God as we prepare to celebrate Pascha. So my garden's coming along. The daffodils are up. I think I'll turn this around real quick and let you see what I'm looking at. So this is out my back door, and this year we've done some things a little bit differently. Now normally every year I have one of the big box stores deliver pallets and pallets of mulch that I choose. Normally it's darker because I think aesthetically it kind of looks nicer, but I think I've repeatedly told you guys I'm a thrifty gardener, and I found an app which actually use it to drop off their chips, and so I have been having them drop off, because it's free, mulch for me that's not colored. And so I like, for the most part, the quality of the chips. They it's a fine chip in terms of a small cut, but it's a little bit different. So on the side of the house, I think it's the more drastic part. So I think I'm not really sure, here's Maxwell, how it's going to turn out until all the plants come up and I'm able to see some more vegetation. But I think overall it's damp right now. We had quite a bunch delivered. Hellebores, different type. This one's called confetti. Yeah, we like hellebores this time of year. It provides lots of color to the garden. But I think overall, over time, the wood chips will be nice. A large area over here. So I think it's fine. Go for a walk, Max. Yeah. I'm going to take you to an area that, playing overhead, that I'm going to be working on, and my wife has already been working on it quite a bit. We tend to do this time of year. I do a lot of mulching, dumping, and she starts dealing with digging up daylilies. We have a variety called Kwanzaa, which are beautiful. They're not rebloomers. They got double blooms on them, so the head's really nice, but they are pretty vigorous. And I think I might have mentioned my wife is doing more hybridizing her own daylilies, and so we got to make room because these Kwanzaas tend to be pretty aggressive. So here are the collection of the Kwanzaas starting to come up, and I'm going to be making a trip to the Monastery of the Holy Cross next month. And I mentioned to Father Damascene that I will be bringing him a couple of hundred of these Kwanzaas, because I think that they'll look good naturalized in their setting. Our yard isn't gigantic. We have like a common lot behind us that's people have public access to for the community, but pretty much where that fence is the property. And so I think our lot is a third of an acre, including our house being in the middle of it. So it's not that much, so we're trying to maximize as much space as we can, especially in this backyard area. And so I have some Gardener's Delights climbing roses that'll be coming over here, and I'm going to need I have 3 of them on the 3 corners. In the back corner we have a hydrangea, strawberries and cream, and this magnolia. And so I don't think that'll be a good place for climbing rose, but I think it'll be a nice canopy for this trellis, but means I've got to make room. And so my wife has already started. We have to move a bunch of the rose plants. And of course, I have lots of these Kwanzos scattered throughout this garden. And especially you can see up there near the back porch will be quite a view as well. So much to do. It's an exciting time of year. And so here's something that I worked on, and I actually use it to overwinter plants. It's a cold frame that I made with the help of a neighbor from recycled garage doors. And they're insulated. They're not wood. But these are some examples of plants that wintered over. Cobalt and gold. I never had this before, but it was discounted quite a bit. I think it was normally $15. I think I got it for, like $4. And they overwintered well. A lot of new growth, grasses as well. But it's a good out-of-the-way place. When the top is down, you really don't even notice it. So let me take you inside and let you see what's going on downstairs. I've been spending many hours doing the seedlings, transferring them into a larger pots. You can tell by the lighting we're in the green room. Let me show you this. So these are a lot of the plants that I did yesterday. And these are what I have left to do. So I got a lot more to do, and I basically work in this tub, put compost, pretty dense perlite that I can use, which mix it up and makes it a little bit more easier for the roots to grow through. Plus I use a lot of old potting mix that has a lot of peat moss, and I save it. So it's a busy time of year for me. I enjoy these times of year, even though it can be physically draining, but it brings me great joy. And so a lot of work to do. I hope you guys are doing well in your fast, your Lenten fast. It's a blessed time of year again. There are things that we don't expect to happen to us that do happen, and I think overall, regardless of how they come in, they can be learning experiences and help us grow spiritually. I got to remember that as I'm gardening, that removing some of the old and some old mulch and putting some newness into it and some goodness, that this Lenten is part of the same process. I'm getting rid of some things that are kind of old. That's kind of like I've lived with for a while, but it needs a little bit more invigoration, a little bit more life to it, a little change. And I think the Lenten fast helped us do that. So anyways, it'll be a busy day, more things to do. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you next in the Orthodox Garden.